So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. Crazy Cat Lady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purpose.
Hi everybody, Martha here. This is for Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban. Pretty much going to talk about both book and movie in this. So, both. So, out of all the adaptions, I think like the middle books are the ones who get the most. Because the first two movies were good at adapting the movies up to the books. This is when it starts to get. They start leaving out more and more stuff that I think are a little important. Like they don't even mention the whole who made the map in the movies. They don't like mention like who's who. I know like later on in the movies they call Sirius Padfoot and stuff like that, but. And they eventually say Prongs and say Wormtail and stuff like that, but I just really wish they would like say that Sirius, James, Peter, and Remus made the map. I really wish they would say that in this movie, because this is what this movie is about. Basically, it's about Harry learning more about his dad's past, basically, since he meets 3 of his friends in this movie. And the people that helped hide him and stuff like that, and people who he grew up with, he meets them in this movie. And so I think they should clarify that in this movie a lot more, but they don't. Sirius, I think, Gary Oldman does a good job as Sirius in this movie. So that is the guy that plays Remus. He's like one of the few teachers I really wish they would stay longer at Hogwarts, but none of the Dr. Finch teachers do. We always have to say goodbye to them, but at least we get more of him in this series. Just wish it was more of it at Hogwarts. So basically, Harry ends up like getting almost expelled from Hogwarts because he uses magic on his aunt, because he was being disrespectful to Harry's parents, and it's blown up like a balloon, and he ends up running away. Gets on the night bus. The night bus part is okay, I guess. I mean, I don't like the shrunken head like a lot of people don't. So like that, and the ride's a little bit different than the movie, in the books. And he goes to the Shrieking Shack, which is Bob's probably a different character. I don't know why they made him into Hunchback, but okay. And Harry stays there until school starts, and we learn about Sirius Black, who worked for Voldemort, like his right hand man, is escaped from Azkaban, and is looking for Harry. And we hear that from Arthur. But what's supposed to happen in the books, he overhears this with him and Molly talking about it. Then he like confronts Arthur about it later on. So a little bit different from that part. And then they go the school, go to the Hogwarts. They end up learning that we got a new defense to our teacher, which is Remus John Lupin, and we see like him have like 2 lessons. One really lesson in this movie where we get to see the Boggart and learn that Harry fears the Dementors, which was on the train looking for Sirius, and we see that Sirius fears the full moon, and later on Harry asks him, "Why did you save him from it?" Because he did not want him to, because he didn't think he'd be able to do it. Sorry about that. My cat messed with the keyboard. Anyway, so after that we see like a Quidditch match, and basically Harry falls down off his broom and gets interrupted, and the Dementors end up interrupting it, looking for Sirius. Dumbledore does not like that. And also, this is the first movie with Michael Grimm playing Dumbledore since Richard Harris passed away during right after the third one. What do I think about Michael Harris? Well, I think in the long run, I think Harris would not be able to do what happens later on in the movies, like all the fighting and stuff like that. Harris is way more like the more wiser Dumbledore than Gambit is, so that's the only thing I would say. Hands-on is Gambit, and wiser is Harris. That's what always I would say about these two. I also know a lot of people say hippie Dumbledore when it comes to Gambit. And a lot of people don't like what happens in the next movie. I'll mention that when we get to that movie, though. So, but I think in this movie he does a okay job. What he has to work with. So, yeah, he doesn't do any yelling like he's not like he does in the next movie. So yeah. And we see Harry riding the hippogriff Buckbeak, and the buck. And after the riding happens, which is like one of the best parts of the movie, Buckbeak attacks Draco and makes Hagrid go to end up have to go face lawyers so Buckbeak doesn't get killed and stuff like that. And they're trying to fight during that. And this is around the time Christmas happens, and Fred and George heads over to Harry the Memoirs map, which, remember, like I said earlier, was made by his dad and his friends, and they got it from Filch's one time when they were in detention from him, and he tells them, explains what it is. You can see everybody on the map, and helps them sneak around and use mischief management to close it. And I strongly swear up to no good to open it. So we know this map they use in the future of the movies a lot, so comes real handy. And Harry ends up overhearing from one of McGonagall when they explain to the owner of the Three Broomsticks, I think is explaining to her and to Hagrid and Filch that Sirius was the best man and their best friend, and he killed Peter Pettigrew. And that's why he's so bad, and he betrayed them by telling Voldemort, and this makes Harry want to kill them. Wants to kill him. I guess wants to kill him. For that reason, and also I think later on we see him attack Draco on another visit and saving Harry and saving Ron and Hermione from them. And after this, they go and watch Buckbeak almost get executed, and support Hagrid. And when they go down there, I know we see Hermione punch Draco. It was like one of the best scenes in the movie. And also, like, early on, the map was taken away from Harry by Remus because Snape was gonna take it. So that happened early on. And in this movie, he thinks he sees Pettigrew, but that's not how it happens in the books. So they like follow us. They get Scabbers back from Hagrid because he's ran away and stuff like that, and from Hermione's cat, and he ends up running, like, bites Ron and runs off, and they try to go after the rat. And this is when we see a Grim big dog and attacks Ron and carries him underneath the Whomping Willow and attacks Harry and Hermione here, and they end up like getting past it. In the book, I think Crookshanks, Hermione's cat, like taps the tree and they get in there that way. But she's not. The cat's not even here in this scene, and the dog, and poor Ron gets his his leg broken or something like that from the dog, and we find out the dog was Sirius, and tries to attack Harry, this is when Remus comes in there, and later on Snape. Now this scene's so much different from the book, like that, because they explain everything about between, like, goes on with Jane, stuff like that. This one just mostly explains that they find out that they just explain all everything we learned early on, and they get the rat and prove that actually Peter Pettigrew was the one who betrayed Harry's parents and betrayed Voldemort and made it look like he was killed by Sirius, so Sirius would take the rap. So it's really Peter's fault. And right when they're about to attack, Snape enters in and gets hit by Harry, and Peter says, Harry says, we're gonna take Peter to the Dementors so he can get punished, stuff like that. And eventually, when they get out there, it's a full moon. We learn there early on that from one of Snape's lessons about werewolves, and he was supposed to take his potion tonight to make him not turn or not act vicious. So he ends up turning into a werewolf here, and Sirius ends up having to reckon to it all to save them. This is when Peter ends up turning back into a rat so he can escape and not having to go back. And Harry follows Sirius down, and he gets they both get attacked by Dementors, and and we see glowy stag come from the river and save them. And Harry wakes up and finds out that Sirius is gonna go be kissed by the Dementors, which means your soul gets taken out of your body, basically. And Sirius offered Harry to come live with him if he was cleared, but which doesn't happen, which is very sad. So Ron can't help them because he is hurt. So Dumbledore reminds Hermione to use her time turner, which that Hermione was using until she can get to classes, because she was taking a bunch of whole old classes in school. So she maybe should be 2 places at once, because since 2 classes might take it the same time. So they use that to go and save Harry, go save Sirius and Buckbeak from everything, and both of them get out and loose. And Harry finds out that he was the one that used the stag, because that was him. He thought it was his dad, but it was not. And so, and after this, Remus gets fired because Snape. They don't really say this in the movie, but Snape in the book tells everyone that he is a werewolf, so he ends up quitting for that reason. And basically, that's how the movie ends. And also, the firebolt, what comes earlier in the movie, comes earlier in the book, comes here, and that's him flying on the firebolt, which is a different type of broom, because during his Quidditch match, his Nimbus 2000 broke because it fell into the Whomping Willow. So, but earlier in the book, it got there, and Hermione gave it to McGonagall to prove that's not a bad broom, because she thought it was from Sirius, which it is, but Sirius did not do anything bad to it, and that made them have a fight in the book. So, yeah, this, I would say, like I said earlier, this is when the adaptations of the books are starting to get not good, because they leave out important things in the movies. But if only you read the books, you would know in advance. But I know people who have not read the book that are confused about some parts in the movie. I have to explain to them what parts they left out, and then they understand. But I bet there are people who only watch the movies and do not read the book. So, and not all of them always have somebody around them to explain. So, I wish they would put more of that stuff in it. And I understand why. It's a 500-page book. They have to leave things out. So, I understand. So, I still don't like it. I think up until after this they should made movies to make one book into 2 movies, because how long these books are. But I know that would be really hard, because they do not know when to cut off that movie, when to where to stop filming and leave the rest for the next movie. So I can understand that. So I would give this movie about a 6. I would say is a 6.5. So I'll see you guys later. Like, favorite, and subscribe. And bye bye. Merry Christmas. I don't know if I'm going to do more videos until then, because I'm going to be at my parents' house, unless I take my computer with me. But nonetheless, bye bye.